Tell me all about your character in Wasteland, because it's set in Leeds, you're from Manchester, we all know you for Shameless. So how has it compared making Wasteland?
Someone said, are there any similarities? I said, a young working class lad with an alcoholic parent. I have no idea what you're talking about, it's completely different. It was really good because the character of Charlie, he does come from a really tough background, single mum, alcoholic, and I really approached it kind of researching thoroughly. So I spoke to counsellors, and then anything that entailed in the script which I thought worth looking into. Then all of a sudden the project became even more interesting. When you do that, it got almost an education, and then with that and his journey, and he doesn't want to be involved in it, and then goes through something, and then he gets dragged into it. It was a really good ride, and turbulent, and that's what I loved about the character. And it was like his life. He had such a turbulent life, instability and insecurities, and playing all that together and putting it all together with the research on top of that, it really kind of came to life for me. I really enjoyed playing it. Yeah.
Steph, was there anything that really surprised you when you were doing your research?
Yeah, it was kind of. I was speaking to two women in Leeds about kind of dealing with a parent who's an alcoholic, and how the child would function if she was on her own as well. And it was really interesting to see that they do get, what I spoke is kind of really helpful. And they were saying, thank goodness for grandparents as well, But in Charlie's case, he doesn't have grandparents, and that's kind of when they try and she said, they try and step in as little kind of as possible to help, but what was interesting, when you get to 18-year-old, all just cuts out and you're left on your own, and I found that quite, from this help and this structure to being took away, and Charlie isn't educated in the sense of kind of a routine, bedtime, structure in his life, and it was really interesting going into that in detail, because that's not something I can personally relate to. So
have you found it as a young actor, because I imagine that you've got quite a structure in a sense in your own life, haven't you, having to do scripts, readings, rehearsals, all that sort of stuff?
I kind of feel I have more structure and stability in my life when I'm not jobbing. I think when you're jobbing, this business, there's so much instability, and you never know where you are next. You can never plan one week to the next. So I find it quite, compared to kind of my home and private life, I find it really, there's a real instability to it, which is quite a bit unnerving, actually. Yeah.
Speaking about instability, what have you got coming up next?
Well, I've just finished a drama called The Town for ITV. It's a 3-part drama with Andrew Scott, Juliet McKenzie, Martin Clunes, Charlotte Riley, and it's about kind of a murder case, and is it a murder case or it's suicide, and kind of goes through. But it's really different for ITV and really kind of fresh and new, and I'll be looking forward to see the final product.
What was it like working with those guys?
Yeah, it was great. It was good. I mean, I was kind of in and out, but the time, working with Andrew, he was really kind of professional and disciplined, and I liked his style of working, as were the others, But I liked his style of working, and it was really intense and kind of with purpose,
What kind of actor would you say you are in terms? You mentioned intensity, though. How would you approach your acting?
I approach my acting kind of, I think the foundation is a passion for it, and kind of educating yourself about the character and the part through research, through looking into it, because if you do that, it can bring scenes to life. What comes from the heart goes to the heart is a famous saying, isn't it? And I think that strikes true with you thorough in what you do, and you care about what you do, and you believe in what you do.